Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the new villa that we just moved into today. Tanner's on a sales call right now. We'll kind of zoom in on him real quick if I'm able to. He's crushing it up, running up the numbers. And yeah, here's the pool right here. So look, this is the plan. Hop out of bed, do some push-ups right here, hop in the pool, get some work done right here, and then go about the rest of my day and then enjoy the beach, go bike riding, go get shisha, go get a steak, just stuff like that. And then I'll just come back to this computer, hop on a few sales calls, and then that will be the day. That's how you conquer the day right there, baby. So yeah, today we're gonna go ahead and hop into this video. Hopefully it's a little bit good with the height. This table is a bit low, but I've face tracking, so no worries at all, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, what I wanted to go over today is basically just the state of the world and just the fear being instilled to a lot of people in the world, and how pretty much 80% of people, especially in the United States, and in the world in general, are more of an emotional thinker in terms of like what decisions they make, what they feel about certain things, certain topics, like different presidents, different views on governments and stuff like that. And just a lot of people just don't really think for themselves, and they're just brainwashed to think either one way or another way. So I wanted to make this video today to possibly motivate you and inspire you to start thinking for yourself and what you actually believe and value for yourself. Because the beauty of life and the beauty of humanity in general is that each and every person has their own unique way of thinking. But when you're watching the news all the time, when you're just consuming content every single day, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and just any type of content at all, you're being programmed either consciously or subconsciously to believe a certain thing. So when you're thinking for yourself, you're able to take the best parts of each content that you're consuming and just leave the rest to not worry about for yourself. So what that means, if you watch like Hamza, Andrew Tate, all these self-improvement guys, or if you watch the news, or if you watch anyone else in particular that you just kind of are a fan of, just take the parts that you want to improve your life and then leave the rest that doesn't really align with who you are. So you need to like first find out who you truly are and what values and beliefs you truly have deep inside your heart. And then from there, you can easily filter out what you want to watch, what you actually want to take in to incorporate into your own life. So that way you just aren't some programmed sheep that's just going along with everyone else, because that's the worst kind of feeling you can have. I was exactly the same way back in high school and even in college a little bit. I would just do what everyone else would do. I would just settle. I wouldn't think for myself, and I would just follow the crowd and never really think for myself. And that led me down a very dark path of doing drugs, drinking alcohol, going to parties, and never really taking life as serious as I'm taking it now. And when you're not taking life as serious and you're not really taking yourself seriously at all, like I did with myself back in the past, you're more than likely going to go down a path that doesn't really align with who you really are as a person. So if you don't really know what you want and you don't know your purpose in life, you're more than likely going to go down a path of pursuing pleasure instead of purpose. And that's a very dirty road to go down, because you'll just find any way to get a dopamine hit. You will start doing drugs, playing video games, hanging with the wrong people, just getting acceptance from people you might not even truly align with, but they're just the only people that you have around you, and you're only going to be settling for them because that's your only option. So once you find out who you truly are and what you truly want out of life, because we do only have this one life, it's a very limited amount of time, and people don't even realize that they're going to die one day because they're always distracted by different content and different things that they're consuming, and they're just distracting themselves from the fact that one day that you're going to die. So to truly experience life and to make the most out of it, You need to understand that you could die literally within the next hour. You could die in a week. You could die in a month. You need to know that death is at the doorstep. And once you understand and kind of feel that the death and the time coming to you, you can appreciate life so much more because you know that time is running out, and you can not really take it for granted anymore. Because right now, I mean, I'm in a very nice villa. I'm in Bali. I'm traveling the world, making money online with remote sales, and I'm not taking it for granted because right now I'm going to be looking back on this exact moment in a few years or maybe 40 years down the line, and I'm going to be looking back at this exact moment and appreciating everything that I'm doing. So even if you're not in a good spot right now, maybe you're in college, the 9 to 5, or maybe your life sucks, still appreciate the moment and where you are because you're still experiencing life. Don't try to run away and escape your life by drinking, playing video games, or just doing things that distract yourself from the fact that you're actually alive and you're a real human being with goals, dreams, ambitions, and a true purpose on being put on this earth. So, I mean, when you're like trying to figure out who you really are, it just takes sitting with yourself, asking yourself very deep questions like, what actually makes you happy? What things do you like to do that gives you that experience that you really enjoy? And ask yourself what your values and beliefs really are. And just sit with yourself, put the phone away, put the video games away, and just sit with yourself and think on what you really and truly are. Because each and every person is different. You're probably way different from me. We might have very similar interests, goals, ambitions, but you're still very different from me. You probably have a different goal than me. And you just need to find out what that goal is for yourself. You don't want to replicate and copy someone else's goal because then you'll just turn into a whole different person and you'll never be truly aligned with who you really are. So yeah, just sit down with yourself, get a piece of paper, write down a few questions you want to ask and get to know yourself with, and basically just answer those questions sitting alone. And then that way you can find out what you truly want. And then all you have to do is reverse engineer the process of actually how to get there. And that's what I did for myself. Right when I dropped out of college, my goal was to get rich. And I don't really want to discuss my personal goal with you guys because the more you discuss your goals with other people, the more influence that they have on your goals. So whatever goal that you do find that you have for yourself, make sure to keep it private with yourself. I mean, you could tell maybe 1 to 2 people that you really trust won't really influence your goal negatively. So that way, when you tell someone you want to make, let's just say $1 million, if you tell a lot of your friends, family, a lot of them are going to tell you, man, that's not possible. Just settle for the 9 to 5, settle to go to university. That's the safer route. But whenever you just settle for life and you just let life happen to you instead of making life happen for you, that's when you go down the very dark road of just not really being who you truly are. So find the goal that you want, keep it to yourself, and don't just settle for less. Because I mean, I have a very great example of this. I mean, the other day we were at the beach looking for a shisha spot, and we were at this one place and it was okay. It didn't have really good music. The seats were a little bit uncomfortable. So we're like, okay, let's just keep walking and find a really good shisha place that we will really enjoy. So we kept walking. We found 2 other places. They still weren't as high caliber as we wanted it to be. And we could have settled just because we were kind of tired of walking. We've been walking all day. And we could have just chilled out, saved a little bit more time, and just settled for less. But no, we kept on walking. And we still couldn't find the right place after 2 or 3 more places because they were a little bit sketchy. There was pretty weird people there, so we just kept walking. And then we finally found this one place that had seats on the ocean. They were like beanbags. They were so comfortable. And they had the best shisha available, which is just great mint. And basically, right when we got there, we sat down, enjoyed the shisha, and then the sun was setting perfectly. We had the perfect angle of the sunset, and that's just a perfect example of not settling for less and just finding out what we truly wanted and settling for the best of the best. So I mean, that's probably not the best example of like going after your goal and not settling for something less, but just kind of keep that in mind whenever you're going after your goal. Don't just settle for something that's halfway to whatever you want to get out of life. Keep going until you get what you want. Because as long as you're striving and going towards what you want, you'll always be living in a state of bliss because you're on your path and you're actually truly aligned with yourself. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And if you do have a goal of pretty much just traveling the world and doing something similar to me, where you're able to travel around Southeast Asia with Bali, Malaysia, Thailand, Dubai, and stuff like that, if that's something you do want to do for yourself, I do have 2 more spots available next month. I'm kind of full right now. And what I'll be able to do with you is basically just hold your hand and walk you through the entire process of how to get started with remote sales to get you to at least $10,000 a month. And I'll be helping you one-on-one. So that's like a few calls a week. And I'll be able to hop on a call with you with the link down below and basically get you started as a setter, and then basically just train you up so that way you can crush any offer that you first land on. And of course, I will be helping you find your first offer as well, because I mean, with remote sales, that's definitely the hardest part, is finding a good offer that's actually vetted, actually like very good in terms of actually making you money. Because for myself, when I first got into remote sales, I wish I did have someone to actually hold my hand and walk me through the entire process, because I didn't make any money within the first 4 months. So I'll be making sure that you can at least make your first few $1,000s a month as a setter, and then train you up to get you to at least transition from a setter to a closer. Because being a closer, that's where the real money is at. And that's where you also have the time freedom as well, because right now I'm only working 2 to 4 hours a week. And as a setter, you're most likely going to be working 5 to 6 hours a week and making a little bit less money as a closer. But at least you'll be making money online anywhere in the world. And if you're making 5 to 8,000 a month in Bangkok, Thailand, you're already like balling out of your mind. So we'll at least get you to that point as a setter. And then of course, I'll be helping you get to that closer role, because that's where the true freedom is at. And then, I mean, the sky's the limit after that. I'll be helping you kind of with advanced training with closing, and then just scaling up your income to at least 15 to 20,000 a month. And then from there, you can start building wealth, start investing in yourself, start saving more, and then truly experiencing what life is really about. And then you can kind of navigate your goals in to see what you want after you reach that certain point. So with that being said, guys, just make sure to like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed the video and got some value, and I will see you guys in the next one.